The death of a baby red panda proved that fireworks should just be banned. Now, 3-month-old Roxie died at Edinburgh Zoo after loud noises on bonfire night appeared to overwhelm her. Conservationists said that she had been doing really well, but that the fireworks being set off near her home caused her to choke on her own vomit, literally scaring her to death. There's a wee picture of her. It's well known that plenty of animals, both wild and domesticated, suffer terribly during the fireworks season. So is it time to forbid fireworks? Just ban them completely. 0207 862 2222 is the number, and we'll speak to you in just a moment. Are you a fan of fireworks, Paula?
I'm a fan of fireworks where it's an organised event. I am certainly not a fan of fireworks being sold in your local corner shop or whatever, you know, in your local supermarket. I do not understand how it is possible to be sold gunpowder on the streets. I'm totally baffled by that. I mean, and we all must have stories. I'm sure your viewers all have stories of where somebody threw a firework on the bus, or somebody threw a firework in a classroom, or whatever it is, and somebody, you know, suffered harm as a cause of it. Let alone our animals. I have friends who have pets who cannot leave their pet alone in the run-up to bonfire night and thereafter. And then New Year's Eve, we see it happening all over again. It is a nightmare. Well,
it's a really good point that you pick up on there. It isn't just one night. We all think of bonfire night, 5th of November, we set off some fireworks. One night, why are we bothering about that? That's fine. We can be at home with our pets for one night, but it's not. It's fireworks night, it's Diwali, it's New Year's Day, it's any other celebration that somebody wants to set off fireworks. And OK, I'm not sure they use gunpowder anymore, but it's certainly explosives.
As in the plot.
And yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And Paula's right. I mean, I remember going into a park. It was late at night. It was around November, I think. And somebody just shouting, Edgy, if you're from Glasgow and about my age, you'll know what that means. That basically means there's a big problem and you need to get out of the way. And I just ran, and the firework, I literally could feel whizzing right past my head. You know, the physicality of just the force of it coming past. That's terrifying. Why should that ever be possible?
I'm all ears when it comes to discussions like this, and there's a propensity on this show to want to ban anything and everything. Should we ban this?
We're not
Should we
banning.
ban that?
We're not banning.
No,
We're just saying
you want to ban. But Jeremy made an interesting point, and what he said was, in fact, the person who has 4 or 5 fireworks or a box or something in their garden is less disruptive than the really big firework display where it's boom, 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 boom for a really very long period of time.
Far more dangerous, though.
Well, it depends. It depends whether you know what you're doing and whether you stick to the rules or whether you don't. You know, I've let off
that they don't.
Yes, well,
we know that
but some people
don't.
don't. But some people shouldn't be allowed to drive, and they do. Some people shouldn't be allowed to, you know, ride their bicycles on pavements. That's dangerous, and they do.
But you have
some
to have a licence to drive.
Yeah,
and those who don't have a licence to drive are dealt with.
Well, they're not. They're not. That's the point.
In terms of insurance,
yeah, I'm sorry.
There are.
Yeah, but they're not.
There are strong rules in place for that.
Yes,
what we don't have is strong enough rules in place in relation to fireworks.
Yes, but the thing is that, like the driving rules that you say are strongly enforced, they're not. And
well, I don't know about being strongly enforced, but there are strong rules in place.
Well, there might be, but they're not there. So look, if you go down this route, then you start to ban everything, because
but
everything
we're not talking about banning, James. We're not talking about banning.
I think
I
may have brought up the ban.
What I'm saying is,
yes, but so
we're not
my
talking
viewers.
about
My view is, so, well, yes, I know, but Storm was, and that was the question that she asked. So the answer is no. The second thing is, look, I'm a pet owner, and I totally understand. I've got one dog who is petrified of fireworks and the other one who isn't. The other one just does not care. And there are so many things that you can do to make it easy for them so that they don't panic and they're kind of fine. And I think as a pet owner, you need to decide how you're going to deal with it. I don't think they're ever going to go away in terms of fireworks, even if you did ban them or stop them or put different days or restrictions. You know, there are lots of things that animals and pets get upset about.
As a pet owner, we know that there are pet charities who are calling on the government to take action in relation to fireworks. Would you support those pet charities?
No.
OK, I'm going to go to calls now. Janice from Essex. Fireworks. I'm going to say, should we ban them?
I don't think we should actually ban them, but I think we should limit them. I'm still getting them on the 14th today. I'll probably get them tonight.
Oh.
They're letting them off at 1:30 in the morning. They have not let off.
OK, so Janice, first of all, there are rules upon what time of the day you can be setting off fireworks. And I think oh, is it 10 or 11 o'clock at night is the cut-off. So 1 o'clock in the morning is certainly not allowed, and I would be contacting your council about that. Second question, who is setting these off? Because that is not an organised fireworks display.
No. It's individual houses, plus we've got a little park, and I think the young ones are going over there. I mean, look, I've got the feast's going on November the 5th, and it's over the weekend, don't have a problem. I mean, one year I had so many rockets in my garden, and I've got a cat, and he plays me up about 11, 12 o'clock at night, so I let him out for an hour, and then I get worried because all the fireworks are still going off. It's time to get it under control.
So you wouldn't ban it? Would you just leave it to organised displays? As James didn't suggest that, but that would be a compromise.
Diwali, firework night, New Year's Eve. So we can all cope with that. I've got,
3 days
we can all cope with that with our pets.
Okay. Janice, thank you very much for your call. And New Year's is the next one, so I hope your cat fares well during that. Sarah from Wiltshire, what's your view when it comes to fireworks? Do we need to get rid of them? Maybe just let it be organised displays? What do we do?
I don't think you need to ban them. I do think that obviously it needs to be an organised group. But also, it's not just animals, and there are obviously people who find it difficult coping with loud noises like that. But coining your phrase from earlier, in my day, we went to they're only organised bonfire nights or fireworks days. And they weren't half as loud. And again, it was only them, and they weren't that loud.
Okay.
So I just don't understand why they've got so loud over the time.
They do seem to have got bigger and badder almost. I was about to say better, but maybe badder is a better description. They do seem to have got louder. Maybe there's something that actually we could put a law in place just to decrease the decibels, because it doesn't seem that necessary. We're all there for the view, aren't we, rather than the noise. Sarah, thank you very much for the call. David from Warwickshire, why can't we just have laser displays now? We've got the technology.
Yes, that's what I propose.
I'm
quite happy with firework displays if they're organised and on a specific date.
Yes.
It's selling them in shops to whoever at random times, I think I disagree with. But now we've got drones and light displays with drones. I think that's excellent, and they're much more entertaining anyway.
David, have you been to a drone display?
They are fantastic,
They're so
David.
boring.
They are brilliant because you can see faces in the sky, can't you, David? It's magnificent.
Fireworks, I want the noise, I want the fireworks, I want the excitement.
I recently found out that James is the very person that goes to fireworks displays and films them to peruse later. Which I
love it.
I would still argue you never look back on.
Oh, I certainly do. Mostly when shows like this say, can we ban them? Have you got some fireworks?
Exactly.
Yeah, I've been some fireworks. Here you go.
Exactly. David, thank you very much for your call. Ross from Birmingham, what's your thoughts on fireworks?
Hi. Basically, I think the general public should not be allowed to buy anything like that. They're not allowed to buy guns and weapons, so why fireworks? But also, I wanted to point out that they don't keep to just the days that they're supposed to let them off. I used to live in Shropshire, and apart from a week or two around fireworks night, you never heard anything. Since I've moved to Birmingham, they have been going off almost every other night, the whole year round. And the noise they make is horrendous. The first few times when I moved here, I nearly had a heart attack. I thought a bomb had gone off because it was really close. There's no need for that sort of noise. The whole fun of fireworks is the displays and the colours and the fun of being in a group of people celebrating something.
Maybe having a mulled wine. Yeah, all of that sounding lovely, Ros. But actually what's interesting is that a lot of people complaining about the same sorts of things. So the decibels, the noise could be brought down easily. We could bring in legislation that meant that you couldn't buy them in supermarkets. On that note, though, and on the note of why should anyone be able to buy a firework, do you not remember the joy of being a child and being given a sparkler for the first time?
Love a sparkler.
And being able to write your name in lights? Gosh, that probably said a lot about me early on. But the joy of that, Ros, and we're going to take that away from future generations, that's That's a sadness, isn't it?
When I was 6, a friend of mine was given a sparkler. She dropped it, went to pick it up, and she picked it up by the wrong end.
Oh.
She's permanently disabled for the rest of her life because her hand was badly burnt. Fireworks are dangerous. Yes, a lot of people have a display, they get away with it, they have a great time. But I tell you, from the time I was 6, I've hated fireworks. I've also lived with pets and animals. I used to work with horses. Every time firework night came on, we had to keep the horses in, we had to make sure all the pets were in and everything, because they were terrified of the noises and the bangs.
I do wonder whether actually what we need, I mean, your story is really harrowing as well with your friend. It does put it into perspective slightly, a very stark warning to any parents out there giving their children sparklers. But maybe actually when it comes to fireworks nights, what we need is just a bit of consideration, and a consideration for everyone. That is your neighbours, that's animals. You know, if your neighbour's got a dog, maybe just go for the quieter fireworks if you must have a display. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think they're going to be banned anytime soon though. But Ross, thank you very much for your call.